Oh, good morning, Yankees fans. Opening day is right upon us. Opening day is right around the corner. Oh, you Yankee fans, tune in and just get ready for this convo after the intro. What's up, Yankees universe? KOD Nation, stand up, and all you DJs, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to this Tuesday, March 28th edition of the Yankees Morning Brew, and I'm chilling with my guy TC Stills. TC, good morning, gorgeous.
Good morning, Hector. What is up? Happy Volpe opening day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's literally right around the corner. This is the last spring training edition of the Yankees Morning Brew. This Thursday, when we're coming at you with a little bit of the pregame. But TC, how are you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling good. I'm pumped. I'm ready. The game's, opening day, 2 days away. Volpe made the team. We're all happy
Talk
for him.
about it.
So
Talk about it.
Let's go, baby.
What was your thoughts when that was announced, the news was announced about Volpe making the opening day roster?
I was excited for the kid. He deserved it. And well deserved. I mean, he did enough in AAA. He did enough in spring training. He's an exciting player. This is the type of guy we need. We need about 4 or 5 more Volpes on the team.
No, 100%.
I felt a little bad for Peraza, but he's he's taking it like, mature and taking his demotion. He's he actually congratulated Volpe for what he did. He deserved it. And I have no doubt that Peraza will be back in a month or two, probably.
No, same. Before we jump deeper into the conversation, I want to shout out the chat real quick. Geraldine McIver's in the building. Geraldine, good morning. Hope all is well. Jacob Petruzzi is in the building. My guy Jacob, what it do? Of course, Jonathan is in the building. Anthony Medina's in the building. Casey Fun Time, what it do? And of course, the infamous one, the notorious LI Yankee King is in the building. How we doing? But yeah, bro, like you said, well-deserved from Anthony Volpe. They came into spring training, and the first thing that was told to the fans was this was going to be a competition for shortstop. We were all speculating to see if Volpe would start the season in the minor leagues or start at the major league level. I think all of us fans, we wanted to see Volpe break camp with the teams, but in the back of our head, we had a gut feeling that Brian Cashman was going to do what normally Brian Cashman does. But to our surprise, Anthony Volpe was named the opening day shortstop. He was told he had that nice little moment with his family. But the thing that stuck out the most to me, and I'll throw it to you right after this, the thing that stuck out the most to me is even though it was announced and he was told on Sunday he had that spot, it was his spot for opening day. They had a game yesterday, and even still, Anthony Volpe, even knowing that he already got the job, he still showed up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get his work in before that game. He was the first one to show up. That right there goes to show you that kid, he has a winning mentality. He has a hunger for it. You could tell that this kid is going to be special. What's your thoughts on that, Todd?
Yeah. He's not taking it for granted. A lot of guys would be, I made the team, He's old school. He reminds me of an old school player.
Yes.
He's, dedicated to the game. He wants to play the game right. He respects it. And, like I said, he's not taking it for granted. He's thankful to be there. I mean, this guy, I think he grew up a Yankee fan.
Yeah,
he
in
has
Jersey.
Yankee roots. Yeah, and he, the dream of watching the team, and then now you're the starting shortstop, following the footsteps of legend Derek Jeter. Another one who was. I think he's got a role model now to follow.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's going to follow. And I hope we can't compare him to Jeter, but I hope he's just somewhat of a Jeter type player.
Yeah, different type of player from Jeter
Yeah.
when it comes to the player profile. He has a bit more speed, a bit more power than Derek Jeter. But like
Yep.
you said, he has someone else to look up to. And on top of it, the relationship that we've seen that's being created between Anthony Volpe and a Yankees legend like Willie Randolph is special. I've never seen a Yankees legend come into spring training and just gravitate to a young prospect and just stick to them like glue. And you just hear all the praises from Willie Randolph, and you can tell that this kid, he has something special. A true local kid. I know Derek Jeter spent his summer times in New Jersey with his grandmother. He was born in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Anthony Volpe is a true local kid. He's a true local product. And it's just something different about Yankees that come up through the system. But if you're a homegrown talent, it's even so much special. You've seen it all last season about Ron Marinaccio, and every time he came in, they kept reminding us he's from Toms River, New Jersey, Ronnie Marinaccio. But shout out to my man Ivan Manny in the chat. Ivan Manny,
what's up, Ivan?
And my brother. All right, L.I. Yankee King. Let's see. He already has a trade proposal here. Hector and TC. Question. Oakland Athletics' Christian Pache is reportedly going to be DFA. Would you trade for him and have him in AAA and have him replace Bader in 2024 like Yankees could potentially do? Well, if he's going to be DFA'd, allow him to be DFA'd, allow him to go through the waiver process, and let the Yankees pick him up. That way they don't have to trade anything for him. Christian Pache, it sucks to say, he was a prospect coming over from the Braves but never lived up to the potential. I'm not sure if the Yankees want to take a risk on that. A good choice, though. If you are going to take a risk, a good choice when it comes to that. But Eli, you got to save some room for your guy Esteban Florio, because it looks like Esteban Florio may be making the roster. TC, what's your thoughts on Florio possibly making the roster? And if you see anyone else that you think has a possibility, we was talking about James Crook going down with an injury. What's your thoughts about like the final few roster spots for this Yankees roster as it shapes up?
Well, I think the thing with Florio is he's out of options. So they're gonna, I guess, apparently they're gonna give him a shot. We had that, competition between Calhoun and Ortega, and I guess they're gonna move on from them. And we still have Cabrera. I think Cabrera, definitely with Bader being out, earned a spot to start either in left or center or right. Either spot. As far as the bullpen goes, we got looks like we're going to have Jimmy Cordero and Albert Abreu round out the bullpen. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. They still haven't finalized the roster. I see Greg Weissert making it as well. So I don't know.
Ron Marinaccio. Obviously, we all know Ron Marinaccio is going to do it. Jonathan, thank you. And this is the thing about Matt Crook. For some reason, every time I go to say his name, I just keep on saying James Cook. I have no idea why, but every time even when I'm writing down my notes and I'm writing down Matt Crook's name, I got to cross out over here James. I'm always starting with James Cook. So Jonathan, appreciate that. My guy FJ is in the building. FJ, what it do? Salute to you. We got Damian Serrano in the building. He said, I would much rather Calhoun or Ortega than Florio. Dude can't hit off an off speed to save his life. And you're not wrong, Damian. When you break down the at-bats in spring training, right? When you break them down, Esteban Florio, and this is a crazy stat, he swung and missed 44% of the time. 44% of the time. The second highest after, that's why James Cook is in the chat. That's why I'm getting
that's what you're getting next up. Huh?
That's why I'm getting it confused. Yeah. James Cook, what it do, my guy? But no, when it comes to Florio, I think it was 43 or 44% of the time he swung and missed at pitches during spring training. The second highest after him, it was Giancarlo Stanton at 23%. So it's a big difference, big drop off when it comes to swing and misses. And that's all Esteban Florio. He is a swing and miss type of guy. If he gets hold of a baseball, he gets hold of a baseball. But the one thing I'm going to say, and shout out to Scott Braun from Foul Territory, my guys over there, him and AJ Persinski, they were having a conversation about the Yankees roster, and Esteban Florio came up. And according to Scott Braun, there's a lot of scouts in Major League Baseball that they like the tools that Esteban Florio has. There's a lot of teams around Major League Baseball that are just waiting for the Yankees to DFA him so they could pick him up, put him on their roster, and have him play 100 games in the outfield to see what they could get out of him, right? But there's not a lot of teams. They may like him, those scouts may like him, but they don't want to trade for him right now because they are expecting for the Yankees to release him. Shout out to my man Reuben, of course, of NYY News. He said, Hector, I will be able to join a full show one of these upcoming weeks as work do. Reuben, just let me know. You got me on Twitter or whatever. Let me know which day you could join, and we'll set it up from there, my guy. This Thursday also, just to let you guys know, like I said, it's going to be a pre-game edition of the Yankees Morning Brew because the game's at 1 o'clock for opening day. Not only will myself be here, TC Stills, are you available this Thursday for a pre-game?
I'm available. I'll be here.
I'm just asking, bro. I don't want to just automatically assume.
No, I'm here.
But on top of myself and TC Stills being here, we're gonna have our guy Halal from Backstage Baseball joining us. And just know he did get permission from his family so he could skip school that day because it's opening day. That's the only reason, because it's opening day. Damien says no point in Florio's speed if he can't get on base. Absolutely not disagreeing with you on there. What shit takes when it comes to Florio, right? I know this is a conversation we done had many of times, but with the stats that I just brought up, with the possibility of other teams looking for the Yankees to DFA him, what's your thoughts on him real quick?
Well, in regards to LI's favorite player, no, with Florio, I think he's here temporarily till Bader gets back. He's outfield depth, probably replacement late innings, pinch runner. He just what you said about his at bats and the strikeouts and the swing and miss, and I don't see a future with Florio with this team. I really don't.
Yeah. Listen, he has the tools, and that's one thing about Florio as a prospect coming up. We've always recognized his tools, but he hasn't been able to put it all together. I understand injuries. That one spring, I think he broke his wrist. One spring training that set him back almost a year and some change. But when it comes down to it, when it comes to Florio, I know a lot of people will rather see Florio in the outfield than Aaron Hicks, even though they do strike out, almost the same percentage of time, if you want to say, just throw it out there hypothetically. Even though they both still strike out, Aaron Hicks could still draw some walks. That's the difference between Aaron Hicks and Esteban Florio. As much as I beat up on Aaron Hicks, as much as I cannot stand that man and his big ass head, right? As much as all that gets on my nerves, the one thing I'm gonna say is that he knows how to draw walks and he knows how to get on base. And that's the only thing that he has over Esteban Florio, bro.
He's heating up in spring. That's the late spring here. He's coming in, coming together with some good at bats and getting some good hits. So
he had an RBI single. Yes, he had an RBI single yesterday. He's having a few hits up the middle that last year, if the shift was in place, they would have been ground ball outs. But now that the shift is gone, let's see what happens. Maybe we catch lightning in a bottle from Aaron Hicks for the first month and a half of the season, for the first few weeks until Harrison Bader gets back. Because yes, Anthony Volpe is up here, and we should be happy that Anthony Volpe is up here. But we still have some injuries. Garrett Cole is the only starting pitcher that we have that is healthy. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the promising starting rotation is now down to Cole and Nestor Cortez. So with Schmidt and Herman now having to take, over in the starting role, and now we got Brito. So hey, it's next man up mentality. Let's just see how everything pans out. I'm not too worried about the pitching.
No.
I know it looks bleak with the injuries. I know we had some positive news about Rodon. He's possibly going to be back second week.
He threw 30 pitches yesterday. I think they said he threw 30 pitches in a bullpen session. That's a bit faster than what they were trajectorying.
Yeah. The concerning part of the rotation is Severino. Another injury, and to give him an extension now again with this injury, I think it puts a wrench in that plan. So
It's just, and this, injuries can happen, right? Injuries, they happen anytime or whatever. We saw with Edwin Diaz in the World Baseball Classic. We saw it with Juan Soto as well in spring training, getting a bit of an injury. But when it comes to Luis Severino, when I got that notification on my phone that Luis Severino is going to start the season on the IL, bro, I just said again.
I just shook my head.
Again, bro. Again, when it comes to Severino, listen, we love Severino, right? That's one thing as Yankee fans. He came up through our system. We want to see the best from Luis Severino. But can you really depend on him? Like, this is not a good start to the season, especially when he's looking for a payday at the end of the year, bro.
Terrible
is
start.
this somebody that we can actually invest 6 years and big money into? I don't think so.
No way. No way. Yeah, I mean, he's a great pitcher, but you can't put 6 years. I would go two max, but he's gonna look for 5-6 years. So,
absolutely. We got Anthony Medina in the building. Medina, how you doing, baby? My guy Blue Gold is in the building. Hey, yo, baby Blue, how you doing? Yeah, when it comes to the injuries, and like Blue just said, these injuries are a sign to come for the season. Yeah. Hopefully it's not. But when it comes to the Yankees, a few people is going to get on the IL, whether that be Giancarlo Stanton, whether that be DJ, whether that be any one of our starting pitchers. But like you said, we got to have a next man up mentality, right? Especially when it comes to the starting rotation. Let's see if Clark Smith's cutter and his phenomenal performance in spring training, if that can transition to the major league season. Let's see if that happens from Clark Smith. That knuckle curve and that cutter that he started throwing. He looks nasty. I'm not gonna lie, he does look nasty. Let's see what we can get from him. Johnny Brito, and let me know if I'm wrong or I'm off when it comes to this. But Johnny Brito, that sinker that he has, it reminds me so much of Ching-Ming Wong. The movement that his sinker has, the way that it darts and it just dips away, and the way it just pounds the bottom part of the strike zone, and he just induces ground balls. What separates Johnny Brito and Ching-Ming Wong is that when Ching-Ming Wong first came up, all he threw was the sinker. That's all he threw. He didn't have nothing else. All he threw was the sinker. Johnny Brito's changeup, and it sits at 88 miles per hour, is the difference maker. What's your thoughts on Brito? And do you think he could surprise some people by winning that fifth rotation spot?
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, they've been high on Brito for a while, and now it looks like he's just coming to his own. Like he surprised a lot of people in spring. I mean, he had a great spring, and they have no choice but to add him now with the injuries. They that hey, we have another guy at least as our depth, because we're not going to survive the whole season with the starting five. They didn't even make it to this opening day, so we're going to have the injuries, and to have a guy like that ready if they end up putting him in the bullpen or send him down until someone else goes out. Hey, I like it. He looks good, and I think he's going to shock some people. That slider, and it might have been the angle, the way the camera was, but it looked like the untouchable, the way it was.
Yeah,
so.
It has the same. It travels the same path as his sinker, right? But when it starts to break the plane, his sinker breaks this way, and his slider breaks this way, and his sinker breaks down. So it breaks into the left-handed batter when it comes to his slider, and his sinker breaks into the right-handed batter. And the four starts.
Yeah, like KC just said in the chat, he reminds him of Ramiro
Mendoza. Absolutely, that is a great comparison. And spring training, he started 4 games in spring training. He was 2-0, a 2.08 ERA, and 13 innings. He struck out 10 batters, and he only walked 1 guy. That right there, if you're trying to audition for that 5th starter spot, that's a great audition right there. Let me just give me a second real quick as I go through the chat. I see some more people jumped in. We got Mikey Mazza from the 4 Train Express. Mikey Mazza, what it do, my guy? Salute. Hope all is well, Mikey Mazza. On top of that, we got our guy, our man, Unpopular Opinions. He said, no matter how healthy the baseball team is, you still need 6 to 11 starting pitchers for 162 games. Absolutely. You can never have enough starting pitchers, especially for 162 games. You're not wrong when it comes to that. My man Reuben said, if Clark Smith has a very, very nice year, a starting pitcher, we should try to low-key extend him on the cheap. You extend them as soon as you can for the cheapest amount of money you can, right? I know LI Yankee King, he goes crazy with his trade scenarios, but he put in the chat that the Yankees should extend Volpe 10 years, $150 million.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
not
whoa,
sure.
whoa.
I'm not sure if the Yankees are going to do that or if even Volpe would take that, right? Because you're going to want to build that up. But if you're the Yankees, try to lock up these guys as soon as you can. If Volpe has an amazing season like Michael Harris did for the Atlanta Braves, if Volpe has that same type of rookie season, winning rookie of the year, you extend the guy. Point blank, period. Avoid everything that you had to go through with Aaron Judge this offseason and get nipped that in the butt early with Anthony Volpe. What's your thoughts on that, bro, before we continue?
Yeah, Volpe, we can't be rushing to any 10-year deal with Volpe yet, but and I'm sure he won't. He's going to bank on his own talent. He's not going to just rush into a contract.
Oh,
But
wait,
we'll see.
hold on. I think somebody needs to do a quality of life check on my man Reuben, because he said, look, if Volpe has a great year, I would extend it for 10 years. One time LI Yankee King made sense. Everybody, if you guys can't, drop whatever you're doing, go to Reuben's house and get a quality of life check on Reuben. Make sure he's good, because I don't know what Reuben's going through over there. He's agreeing with LI Yankee King. We're a couple of days away from spring training. Hell is freezing over. People are agreeing with LI Yankee King. Shout out to my man LI.
Yeah, well, what's happening in this world with LI's getting all these guys on the same page?
We got Manny agreeing with LI as well. Oh my God, what are we doing?
Wow.
Man, all jokes. Shout out to my man 19 Con-Man is in the building. 19 Con-Man, how you doing? But nah, bro, let's switch gears into the conversation, because yes, we can be excited that Volpe's up here, but Peraza is going down to the minor leagues, right?
Yeah.
The rumors are shaking now when it comes to the Yankees trying to move Gleyber Torres. And Gleyber Torres did have a phenomenal spring training. He did have an awesome spring training. He didn't look overmatched. He was good in the World Baseball Classic. He was good at spring training. Are you running to the phones to trade Gleyber Torres, or are you going to let the season play out to see what we get from Josh Donaldson, Gleyber, and DJ? How long are you waiting before you make that phone call on Gleyber Torres?
I think I'm gonna wait to see how the season plays out in the at least in the month of April. See how they do. They had a hot start last year, so we'll see if they can match that. I don't know with Gleyber, his stock is, I don't know if it's really up, but he's probably the most tradable guy we have. For a team that want him, we could get some pitching depth. We could get possibly a left fielder if someone has the too many outfielders. Like we have too many infielders. We also have to look at. I know Pete brought this up on his show about where they put Peraza in the minors. So if they're starting him at shortstop, they're probably going to trade him because he's blocked by Volpe. If they put him at third, second, it's a possibility of him replacing somebody else, replacing Gleyber. Next year maybe Donaldson. So I guess we'll have to see. I'm waiting. I'm not. I don't want to be pulling the trigger and make another bonehead Cashman move. Like a desperate type move, which he seems to always make. I'll just let it play out for a while.
Yeah, it's a wait and see type thing, because even if Peraza was to start the minor league season at shortstop, even if that was the scenario, I don't think it would be that big of a transition if he was to come up and we move Volpe to second base, right? Or if he was to come up and we move Peraza to second base as well. Just having him at shortstop, just keeping him used to what he's been playing, his entire career. I understand it, but at the same time, Volpe is that type of player that if Peraza was to come up, he could easily shift over to second base. But I don't think the Yankees do that. I think the Yankees are sold with the idea of Volpe being the shortstop and Volpe being his future shortstop for as many years to come when it comes to Anthony Volpe. We got 6 years of control of Volpe before he reached free agency. And honestly, this is the first time that Yankee fans, we can honestly say we have our shortstop for the future. We thought it was Gleyber Torres. That ain't work out. Even when DD was a shortstop, his first year,
Right.
he had almost 20-something errors, right?
Yeah.
He was holding it down for a few seasons. 2019, 2020 is when they gave it over to Gleyber Torres. It didn't work out, and we all know the results when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the Yankees and their minor league system, especially of recently, Volpe, Dominguez, I think they have something. But who do you think made the call? And who do you think was the most vocal when it comes to Anthony Volpe being that shortstop on opening day?
Honestly, I think it was the teammates, was the players.
Mm-hmm.
Getting all the high praise from Judge and DJ and some of the coaches, uh,
Mm-hmm.
because we all know what Cashman does. It doesn't matter what they do in spring. We got these already guys under contract. Let's ease the kids up. But
Mm-hmm.
sorry, this time it didn't work because he already proved himself, and I think the fans would have the fans actually picked because they would have went crazy if he didn't make the team.
Oh, I would have been at the stadium with pitchforks. I would have been
Yeah.
right there handing out the pitchforks at Yankee Stadium if he didn't start opening day. But I agree, it was the players, but I think having the voices of a Sabian and Omar Minaya, if you look
Yes.
at their track records, both Sabian
Mhm.
and Minaya, they
Voices
weren't
of reason.
scared. Voices of reason, but at the same time, when they were GMs, right? Sabian with the Giants, Omar with the Mets, they weren't scared when it came to allowing kids to start the season with the team. Look at Jose Reyes. Look at David Wright with Omar Minaya. Look at Buster Posey with Sabian, right? So both of them have a track record of bringing up the kids through the farm system early on, as well, having them break camp with the season. I think having them as that voice of reason, like you pointed out to, was a big influence for Brian. Not a big influence, but it allowed Brian Cashman to like not be in his analytical head that
Yeah.
he is in right now. But a big driving point for that, like you said, was the players and was
Mhm.
former Yankee players as well. Because
Yeah.
you had Willie Randolph saying the same thing. You had Lou Piniella saying the same thing. You had former
Mhm.
Yankees speaking up and saying that Anthony Volpe needs to break camp with this team.
Yeah. They knew he was special.
They knew he was special from the get. Mikey Mazza, he said Sabian and Minaya are going to be the voices that will help Cashman. Absolutely. Reuben said, I'm good with waiting for Volpe 2 years. Give an Austin Riley type contract if he's that legit, 100%. Not going to deny that. Hold on, we got Chris the Flash was in here. Was he at? My man Chris the Flash, what it do? Chris the Flash, hope all as well. Let's see. Willie Randolph should be a coach, man. He has a great presence about him. Absolutely.
I agree.
That's the one thing I do not understand when it comes to Willie Randolph. After managing with the Mets, I think he was a bench coach with the Milwaukee Brewers for a season or two, if I'm not mistaken. But if somebody needs to be a manager in baseball, it definitely needs to be Willie Randolph. What's your thoughts on that before we continue?
Definitely. I loved him. I loved him on Joe Torre's coaching staff. He was,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I thought he was going to be the next manager.
I thought
And
so also. I thought
yeah,
he was
I was
being groomed for that.
exactly. And he was a great Yankee. A good leader. I mean, he definitely should have been the manager. I don't know what happened
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, I don't know either. Obviously, they wanted Joe Girardi for whatever reasons. They wanted Joe Girardi, but I definitely believe that it should have been Willie Randolph. And
Girardi
honestly,
wasn't bad. He wasn't
yeah,
bad.
he wasn't bad. We got a championship with Girardi. He
Yeah,
wasn't bad at
exactly.
all.
And he was stern and he was hard on the players, and that's
Mm-hmm.
that's what we need. These guys are they're just getting away with everything. I'm getting tired of this. Come on.
I'm getting tired of it as well. But I just want to say we got 28 people in the building watching.
Yeah.
If you guys can hit that like button for the boys as we
Smash it.
continue this conversation, smack the like button. It helps us out with the algorithm. If you're watching for the first time, hit that subscribe button as well, because we are growing. We are at 295 subs right now. 5 away from 300. So let's try to get to 300 before the
Yeah.
season starts. Before
LA,
Thursday's
drop the
episode.
elbow, huh? Drop it on there. Come
LA,
on.
drop the elbow from on top of the rope, LA Yankee
Yeah.
King. But let's keep going into the conversation. The conversation that Aaron Boone had with Anthony Volpe. You saw the video. Obviously, everybody
Yes.
saw the video. Bro,
That
the
was cool.
Mahone that I had, the little turd that was inside my stomach that was turning, even though it was announced that Anthony Volpe, he got the job, but watching the video, I could just imagine what Anthony Volpe was going through, right? And it was a nice swerve from Aaron Boone. It was a
Oh,
nice
he
little
did.
swerve.
He got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
this
cool.
offseason, he showed he can sing. He could show that he can act a little bit. Maybe there's a second job out there for Aaron Boone, not the manager of the Yankees, that he would be able to find and be able to do well. What was your thoughts on that video, and what was running through your mind? Put yourself in Anthony Volpe's shoes. What were you thinking?
Yeah, the knot in my stomach, again, just listening to, having that. What am I gonna do? What is he gonna say? And he's got me going like, oh, I did all this, but. And and then to finally say, "Yep, thank you, welcome to the Yankees." Oh my God, the anxiety he must have had, and then the other moment he had when he met all his family in the dugout, I thought was that was another
I thought that was
great
special.
moment. Yeah,
I thought that was
but
special.
he deserved it. I feel
Yeah.
so good for that kid.
Yeah, he definitely deserved it, man. And it's like, honestly, if Aaron Judge, superstar for the Yankees, probably top 3 best players in baseball right now. But when it comes to like the prospects, like the farm system, right? We've been hearing about Anthony Volpe ever since he was drafted, right? He was sick his first year. He had to recover from that or whatever. You got to put it in perspective. If Anthony Volpe would have went to Vanderbilt, he would have came out in this draft that's coming up. He would have been a third-year player. He would have been he would have been a third-year player in college. He literally would have been coming into this draft coming up, but he's breaking camp with the Yankees, right? As well, this is probably been the best prospect we've seen in the Yankees farm system coming up. Aaron Judge wasn't ranked this high when he was coming up through the farm system. The last time the Yankees had a prospect that was ranked this high coming up, and don't kill me for saying this, was Jesus Montero. You think Volpe is going to have a better career than Jesus Montero?
By far, yeah. I have no doubts. He's got all the tools, and he's gonna fit right in. He's gonna be. But going back on Volpe, I know.
Go ahead, bro.
We're talking about what position in the lineup he should be. Now I'm seeing that they're going to start DJ leadoff and Volpe ninth. I'm actually kind of agreeing with that. Yeah, because Volpe will be ahead of DJ, and DJ can drive him in. It's like that second leadoff.
Yeah, the second type of leadoff.
And it gives the lineup, extends the lineup instead of having top heavy. Some of the bottom, the bottom part of the lineup will, have some excitement.
In what Volpe brings, right? Last year in the minor leagues, he was the first player since Andrew Jones to have 20 home runs and 50 stolen bases in the minor leagues, right? Not saying that's going to be his rookie season, what he's going to produce, but just that alone, Yankee fans should give you some hope for the future when it comes to this team, this organization, and the type of player that Anthony Volpe could turn out to be, right? And as well, like we said, having him in the 9th spot in the lineup, it takes that pressure off of him. I know a lot of us was like, oh, he could be the perfect leadoff hitter. He has the plate discipline. Put him in the 9 hole, right? Don't put that much pressure onto him that early. Let him be that second leadoff hitter eventually behind DJ. Eventually he'll be the leadoff hitter, but let him be in that 9th hole, batting ahead of DJ and Aaron Judge. That way he has opportunities to be driven in. He's going to be able to feast and famine off of the fastballs that he's going to get, because opposing teams aren't going to try to walk Anthony Volpe to get the DJ LeMahieu because of that speed that Anthony Volpe brings to the table. And LI Yankee King, you was doing so well, bro, right? You had everybody agreeing with you, and now you got Reuben turning on you, right? Because you want to trade DJ LeMahieu. Leave DJ LeMahieu alone, LI. Okay, the Diamondbacks aren't going to trade for DJ LeMahieu because they signed Evan Longoria this offseason, okay? LI, leave DJ alone. Per favor, pretty please.
You're not going to be saying that when DJ is hitting 300 in April, so.
Hopefully, DJ is another one who had a phenomenal spring training. I think he hit over 350 in spring training.
I think
he hit over 350. I think it was 360, 380 up there. But it shows that DJ LeMahieu is healthy. We are finally getting a healthy DJ LeMahieu. And last year he wasn't healthy at all. The off season prior to last year, he had hip surgery, right? And that's the first sign when it comes to a baseball player that their career may be coming to an end when you get a hip surgery. Look at all the hip surgeries that players had. A-Rod had a hip surgery and that zapped the power he had, right? So see DJ LeMahieu healthy, and hopefully, knock on wood, we have a healthy DJ LeMahieu for the season.
And he plays all over. He's our backup first baseman,
Yeah.
backup second baseman, third. He's so valuable to this team. He's the best. He's the best contact hitter we have. There's no way we can get rid of him. We can't.
Yes, absolutely. And I just want to say this real quick before we continue. I marked this down on my notes. We're going to do the open panel on Thursday, not today, just because I got some stuff I got to handle, whatever. But I just want to let everybody know, everybody who participates in the open panel, I just want to say that I appreciate you guys for the way that you conduct yourselves. When it comes to Reuben, Ivan Manny, L.I. Yankee King, Michael Caputo, I've been around doing open panels for the past year and some change, and it always turns into an argument. It always turns into a situation that gets real nasty and ugly. I just want to tell you guys and just commend you guys who come up on the open panel. You guys are always super respectful. You guys are always super professional. You allow people to finish their take before you jump in and give your take. So I just want to take a second to give you guys your flowers. Mikey Maz of the 4 Train Express, Ivan Manny, our guy Jonathan, as well. Like I said, Caputo, obviously TC Stills is hosting with me now. Reuben as well, who jumps on the show. I just want to take a second to give you guys your flowers for that. 19 facts. Heck, Bloran's Tears, absolutely. I was watching them last night. Comment. I was watching Bloran's Tears last night. Shout out to my man Uncle Freezy. Anthony Medina says, Li should stick with being the GM of MLB The Show. He's not even good at that. Listen, MLB The Show, that's where you get your training wheels for
for all the trades.
Oh, Jonathan says, I have a dentist appointment on Thursday. I won't be able to come on. Jonathan, we still here for you. If you could just type in the chat, my man.
We got to get KC Funtime on here.
Krista Flash, I ain't forget about you, Krista Flash. I was saving the best for last, baby. Saving the best for last, 100%.
You see what Jigga said? He wants to be on the panel and fight with everybody.
No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. My man Reuben says, as much as I disagree with L.I. Yankee King, I would not disrespect him on an open panel. I have no ill will towards him, even with all his awful taste. And that's what it is. One thing I want everyone to know: when we're here, it is not a debate show, right? This is us just giving each other's takes, breaking them down. If we don't agree with someone, we don't agree with someone. Now, can somebody go off the rails and say something bonkers and have all of us laughing and we making fun? Absolutely. It's just a part of the nature. But one thing I want everybody to know is that if you have a take on the Yankees or even the Knicks, when we do the Knicks Morning Brew, you're allowed to give your take here, and just know it's not going to be criticized or broken down or anything like that. Everybody is welcome.
All family here.
All family at the end of the day. LA Yankees. Nah, Hector, we see you with that sandal behind you. That's why we all have to behave. Nah, LA, I don't be throwing the chancletas. I do not be joining the chancletas. Ivan Manny said, I enjoy that open panel so much. It makes this channel and show the best on YouTube. Thanks for the opportunity. Oh, I appreciate that, Ivan. I'm just trying to make it as fan friendly as possible. It's a show by the fans, for the fans, powered by the fans. That's what I try to make it.
Before we go any further, I know Hector, you're giving all your props to all the open panel people that jump on here. But you know what? I'm speaking for all of us on the panel and all the subscribers. We owe it to you. We appreciate you, the things you do for the Yankees. Honestly, the great channel, and we love it. So props to you.
You're gonna make me cry, bro. Don't make me cry. Let's get back to the conversation. Let's go. Let's go. Because like I said, opening day is right around the corner, right? So let's have a conversation real quick. When it comes to opening day, when it comes to having conversations or even going to the stadium, I'm gonna start with you, TC. Is there a go-to meal, snack, or something you got to eat for opening day? Do you have a tradition when it comes to opening day? What do you like to go to? What's your go-to when it comes to opening day?
Opening day. Wow. Let's see. Well, it's always, what's good is a nice chili dog. Like I feel like I'm at the stadium with a chili dog and some fries, or But I do make the KC Funtime, my brother in the chat. He's gonna agree. We make this cheese chili nacho sauce with some chips. It's fire. We call it the fire sauce. So
okay, What kind of is there a special kind of
It's
chip?
like
Because I'm a
Velveeta cheese with just
okay.
some stag chili. Mix it up with some tapatio. Heat it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than any nachos you'll ever have.
All right, okay. I'm gonna have to
I'll
try
send you the
that out.
menu. I'll send you the
You send
menu.
send me the
The
menu,
ingredients.
send me the recipes, send me everything I need to make that.
Yeah.
Is there a certain type of chip that you go for? Whether that be a Frito-Lay's chip, whether that be a Dorito, is there a certain type of chip you go for, bro?
Yeah, well, you could do the Frito scoops with
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the go-to chip with that. But any tortilla chip is good.
Let me know what you guys have to say in the chat as well. Reuben, I appreciate that. Reuben says Hector's awesome, great personality, humble, and very knowledgeable on the Yankees. Reuben, I appreciate that, but you're super knowledgeable as well, my guy. Ocean Views Coffee Crew is in the building. How you doing? 19 comments say start over for nice cold brew crew. Absolutely. Ivan Manny, too many people act like Stephen A. Not on the moon. Yeah, I don't like that whole Stephen A. Smith screaming back and forth. That's not my thing. But yeah, a nice brew on opening day. I'm an IPA type of guy when it comes to beer.
Okay.
So if I have to have a beer, it has to be an IPA. Doesn't have to be seasonal. I'm not a seasonal type of guy with the IPA. Doesn't matter for that. But as long as it's a good IPA, I'm good for that. Food wise, it's tough for me because I'm a big foodie. I love me some food. I will have to say some cheese fries. If I'm at the stadium or if I just want, about to watch opening day, it has to be some nice cheese fries. Definitely got to have some nice melted cheese. And to let people know, if you guys go to a gas station, don't try the melted cheese in the gas station. You probably will catch a bacterial infection and probably be sick for like the next couple of weeks.
You'll be in the toilet for a while.
That's an absolute fact. The morning brew turns into the morning poo real fast if you have some melted cheese from the gas station, right? Let's see. Try Two Roads Honey Spot Roll. Unpopular. I'm not sure what that is. Ocean View loves the IPA. Nice. Appreciate you, Mikey Miles and the 4 Train Express. Definitely do appreciate you. They say, what is everyone's favorite section to sit in when going to the game at Yankee Stadium? Ivan Manny, that is a great question. TC, I'm going to start off with you. Old stadium, new stadium. What's your favorite seat, brother?
Well, I'll tell you what. When I finally got to go to Yankee Stadium, I took my dad, my brother. We all went right after they won the World Series in '97. So '96 they won. '97, I said, if they win this World Series, I'm taking everybody to the opening day next year. My dad never had been to the stadium. We went. We sat in the bleachers. I loved it. Then we went to the next game. We actually got to sit kind of behind home plate. So I don't know. I like the bleacher creatures. I love the the chanting for the roll call and all that. As far as seeing the game, it's nothing better than behind home plate. Maybe second level.
For me, yeah, I totally agree with you, Todd, when it comes to that. For me, and who is it? I think Mikey Mazza said it. The bleachers, I've never sat in the bleachers before, right? In the new Yankee Stadium. In the old Yankee Stadium as a child, I sat in the bleachers. And the new Yankee Stadium, I never did. I sat in section 420, right? And when I got the tickets, I was like, Jesus Christ, nosebleeds, this is going to be horrible, whatever. But honestly, it was one of the best seats that you can have in the house. You're all the way up there on top. You get to see the entire field, but on top of it, you got that jet stream coming in. It's a nice, if it's the summertime and it's hot, that's the perfect place you want to be because it acts like an AC up there in section 420. And also the people that sit in section 420 are amazing. I had my guy James, he runs a Yankee channel section 420 because that's where he likes to sit. But I sat in section 420 last year during the Mets Yankees Subway Series when Frankie Montas had that start at Yankee Stadium. Remember, guys, Frankie Montas is still a Yankee. Remember that. I know he's injured, but still.
Forgot about him already.
Yeah, I already forgot about him. But no, section 420 was an amazing seat. I do recommend it for everyone. At the old Yankee Stadium, for me, it would have to be the seats that are right by the bullpen that used to be in center field, that are literally right next to the center field wall and left center field, but by the bullpen, right next to Monument Park. Those seats, you could only buy those. You were only able to buy those tickets the day of. You couldn't pre-purchase those tickets. Only the day of the games you were able to buy those tickets. And honestly, one of the best tickets that you could buy in the house in the old Yankee Stadium. When they made the new Yankee Stadium, they got rid of those seats. I think is the worst decision that they did was getting rid of those seats, but I understand it. But at the old Yankee Stadium, those seats that were right, like I said, right by the bullpen, you're right next to the left center field wall. If you guys get a chance, go look at the old Yankee Stadium. You guys will be able to know what I'm talking about. But in the new Yankee Stadium, like I said, section 420 is, to me, one of the best seats that you can have in the house.
What do you think about the stadium? Because I haven't been to the new one yet. I mean, comparing them now.
I enjoy the new stadium. I remember I was having a conversation with Jim Larratt's, former Yankees catcher. I was on Mikey Mazza's show on the 4 Train Express having a conversation with Jim Larratt's, and he told me he likes the new Yankee Stadium better than the old Yankee Stadium for one reason only. No matter where you are at in the new Yankee Stadium, no matter where you're seated, even if you decide to go get yourself something to eat, you could always just turn to your right or you could turn to your left and you will always have a view of the field.
Oh, okay.
That is the one thing that Jim Larratt said was better, because in the old Yankee Stadium, they had the walls up, the corridors or whatever. If you're going to get food, you had to look at the TVs or whatever. He said the big difference between a new Yankee Stadium and the old Yankee Stadium was that in the new stadium, no matter where you're at, you could be on the concourse getting food, you could go to whatever, wherever you're at, you can look to your right, you can look to your left, you will always have a view of the stadium. And I think that's when he put it in those terms, it stuck out the most to me, because now when I go to the stadium, I'm trying to look, all right, can I see it? Can I see it wherever I'm at?
Yeah, one day I'll get out there, so
don't worry. Listen, when you come out here, bro, we'll definitely catch a game when you come out here. I'm supposed to be planning to go to San Diego, probably if not this summer, the following one. But whenever I do, I definitely got to hit you up, bro. We definitely got to link up.
That's not far from me.
Definitely. Let's see. Let's go through the chat some more. My man Blue Gold said there were no bad seats in the old Yankee Stadium. Let's see. Sunil is in the chat. Sunil, he said so. It's either Aaron Hicks, ex Comensando, or Aaron Hicks as the consigliere from John Wick. Listen, when it comes to Aaron Hicks, my man, I just hope whoever is the travel secretary for the Yankees is not George Costanza anymore, but whoever's the travel secretary for the Yankees, just make sure you give him the wrong time to be at the airport. Leave his ass in Florida. Don't even bring him up north with you guys.
Yeah. Eric Wallace is in the building.
Eric Wallace, EY, what it does. Ivan Manny says, old stadium. I sat the bleachers every game for 3 years. 93 to 96, $6 a game was affordable when I was in high school and college. Listen, you can't even get a straw for $6 in Yankee Stadium now.
No,
we got.
I think I like the way the stadium, the old stadium looked, the actual field. But of course, the concourse and everything is of course better in the new stadium. Just what I see.
Yeah,
but you can't beat the old Yankee Stadium, the look of it.
Oh no, definitely can't. Definitely can't. Shout out to Uncle Tats of the Pinstripe Chronicles. What it do, my guy? Ivan Manny said, I love watching Mo warm up during the game. That's why I like the seats in section 103 right next to the bullpen and on the wall. Ivan, I sat in those same seats that you're talking about back in 2005, and it was the season that Robinson Cano was a rookie. I remember I went to one of the games in September. It's the game that he led off the game against the Tampa Bay Rays with a home run. I got a ball from the game that day from the bullpen from the one and only Tom Gordon when he was a reliever for the Yankees. So Tom Gordon was warming up and he was never brought into the game. So the ball he was warming up with, I got tossed to, and I held that ball for about like 5 or 6 years before I lost it.
We were so spoiled with Rivera. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. There would never be another Mariano Rivera, just like there would never be another Derek Jeter. No. Anthony Volpe could be amazing, but he would never be Derek Jeter, bro.
No. Yeah, you just can't compare these guys. You just let them be themselves.
My man Reuben, let's get back into the Yankees convo. We said Cabrera as of yesterday, 340, 386, 623, 1.009 OPS, 4 home runs, 7 extra base hits, 14
I'm glad he brought
RBIs.
him up because we've been forgetting about him.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's going to be the forgotten one.
Yeah.
I think he should be the one who starts in left field, especially on opening day against Logan Webb, who's a right-handed pitcher.
I agree.
Have Cabrera start in left field. He definitely deserved it. His bat has showed up. Even defensively in spring training, he looked a lot better than he was last year. In the outfield, he has more reps. Another whole off season of being able to work out in the outfield, knowing that that's going to be a position. What's your thoughts on Cabrera? Do you think he deserves the opening day nod over Hicks?
Yes, definitely. Well, I think they're going to have to play both. I think you're going to see, at least at the stadium, you're going to have either Cabrera or Hicks in left. You're going to have Judge in center and either or in right. I think that's going to be the starting outfield. Yeah.
What do you think it's most likely? Because this is where the Yankees, this got to get creative, right?
Yeah.
We got an off day after the first game, right? This is where you have to get creative if you're the Yankees, especially with what the roster we have. Do you see them? Because Aaron Judge has been playing left field in spring training. Starting the first game of the season with Aaron Judge in left field, John Carlos in right, and Cabrera in center. What's your thoughts?
For the first game, I don't see that. I don't. I think eventually they might start tweaking that, but I think opening day you're going to have Judge in center. You might have Stanton in right, and you might have Hicks in left, or Cabrera, either or. But I think Judge is going to start in center field.
Yeah, I think we could both agree. However it shakes out, whether that's Judge in center or Cabrera in center, I think we could both agree that it shouldn't be Aaron Hicks starting the season in center field whatsoever.
No, not at all.
No, definitely not. Reuben says he was competing for left field and should be a starter. Hicks has not played well defensively. He has hit 282, 404 on base percentage, 385 slugging, a 789 OPS. Hicks has lost all of his power. And I agree. Hicks seems like he is Scott Pezegnik with no power. It seems like he's just a single hitter that maybe occasionally can run into a home run if he runs into one. But that power is gone from Aaron Hicks. That's one thing that he had back in the day. At the latest stage of his career, that power has been zapped. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, if it wasn't for just his hitting, now it's his fielding, and that's concerning because that was his strong point, was his outfield. The way he went for balls, his arm, that's deteriorated. I don't know what happened, but he can't catch a ball. He doesn't know. He has no clue where it is. He gives up on balls. And if it was only his hitting, maybe he'll run into one. But now it's his defense. He's gonna cause us to lose games just for his defense. And he does not deserve to start. He doesn't. No. I'm sorry.
No, and that segues perfectly into the next question I wanted to ask, and I want to ask you guys in the chat as well. Do you think the Yankees are starting to switch their raise and become more of a merit-based type of thing? Because when you look at it, from the merit point of view, Anthony Volpe deserved that job and he got it. From the merit point of view, Cabrera needs to have that spot in left field and not Aaron Hicks. Is it a 50-50 thing? Are they halfway there? Or do you think this is just a philosophy that they just need to shake out when it comes to wanting to play Aaron Hicks because he's paid, wanting to stick with Josh Donaldson because of the money? What's your thoughts? Do you think the Yankees need to switch up their way and their thought process?
I think so. Yeah, that should have happened a while ago. They shouldn't be just content on, okay, we're paying these guys this big money. We got to play them. You play the best players. You're not going to beat the good teams with the same lineup you had last year. You can't do it. It's insanity trying to repeat the thing over and over and over. You got to move on from these guys. Either DFA them, bench them, eventually trade them. Play the better players. That's the only way you're going to win.
Well, I want to shout out James Cook. He said, Hector, I love the show and I have followed you for going on 2 years. But I must tell you, I'm an Astros fan. Listen, James, even though you're an Astro fan, you still got a place in my heart, bro. Just know that, all right? I grew up with a Met fan, James. So don't think it's nothing like that. I can handle the conversations. I just want to thank you, because you from following me back to the days of For the Love of the Game. I just want to say thank you for being who you are and being your most authentic self, James. So just know, even though you're an Astro fan, my guy, I got a lot of love for you. Just like my man Eric Wallace in the chat. What's my man EY? Eric Wallace, he's a Mariners fan. But even though he's a Mariners fan, he's basically in here every day like he's a Yankee fan. He's secretly a Yankee fan. He may let everybody know that he's a Mariner fan, but low key he's a diehard Aaron Judge fan. He got Aaron Judge t-shirts in his drawer. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, we welcome all fans.
Welcome all fans, all fans. But yeah, I agree. It's a philosophy that they have to shake. Whoever's the best player has to play. Point blank. Period. Point blank. Period. Whoever's the best player, whoever's performing good at that time, you play that. You play them, even though if it's a kid, and even though them being kids, Anthony Volpe, Cabrera, Peraza, even Jason Dominguez down in the minor league system. We are so top heavy when it comes to our contracts, right? Yeah. We got Judge's contract, Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon. We're going to need some of these young kids to step up and produce so we can have them on the cheap for the next 3 seasons. That's the only way you're going to be able to build a proper championship team around some of these veterans who got big money. You have to have that youth movement as well to go along with it. And I think Anthony Volpe is the perfect and the perfect amount of youth that you need. Cabrera as well. You saw when he came up, that energy that he brought up. I said it on the last time we was talking. He reminds me of Nick Swisher, and we've been missing that energy ever since Nick Swisher has been gone from this team. What's your thoughts?
Right. Oh yeah, we need that. We need that back in the locker room. We need excitement and energy. We need the energy. And I think Volpe is going to be the ringleader of the new Yankees. He's bringing in the new revolution here, and they're all coming. They're all knocking on the door, and I keep mentioning this. Your boy Chaparro, he's knocking on the door.
Oh yeah,
he's constantly hitting home runs. So he's right there too. He's giving Donaldson a run for his money. Like, hey, I'm right here. I'm here.
He had 5 home runs in spring training. 5 home runs. He hit 305 home runs.
Yeah, he reminds me of Miguel Cabrera. That's who he reminds me of. And he's there. You got Dominguez. You got probably in 1 to 2 years, you got Spencer Jones. You got Austin Wells. Yeah, you get some guys that are they're right there. And Volpe just started it. He started the new wave.
Yeah, and look, so now Hector, Oswald Cabrera is Ricky Leday 2.0. I think he's going to be a better version of Ricky Leday because when it comes to Ricky Leday, he didn't have the speed like Cabrera has, right? Doesn't have the versatility like Cabrera has, right? And also, it seems like he doesn't have the bat. It seems like Cabrera's bat is going to play a lot better than Ricky Leday's bat did at the major league level. We caught lightning in a bottle with Ricky Leday. It was amazing with Ricky Leday. But just the swagger that Cabrera brings to the field is just totally different. Switch hitter, he could play every position on the mound besides catcher and starting. Even if you gave him catcher gear, he would probably catch a couple of innings behind the plate if you allowed him to. That's the type of mentality that guy has.
Yeah, I'll bring him in for relief too if we need him.
Yeah. And honestly, when it comes to Chaparro, he's going to shock a lot of people. He led the entire Yankee minor league system last year and home runs and RBI. He hit 297, a tick under 300. Chaparro is going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, he's opened a lot of eyes.
Having that interview I had with him, I didn't think he would have this type of spring training. Not at all, right? He said that as soon as the minor league baseball season finished last year, he didn't take a day off. Right, he went straight right back into the gym to work on his craft, and those are the type of players you want to build your organization around. Anthony Volpe, the same thing. You guys all heard the story. Once Brian Cashman called him and said, "Listen, you're going to have an opportunity to win that job," the next morning he left his house at 5 a.m. to get his workout in. Those are the type of players that you want on your team. That's the type of character you need.
That's what I want. I want to coach the team like that.
Gleyber Torres didn't have that mentality when he was coming up. Robinson Cano didn't have that mentality when he was coming up. Gary Sanchez never had that. Jesus Montero never did. Melky Cabrera never did. We've never had prospects that's been hungry like an Anthony Volpe, like a Chaparro, like an Oswald Cabrera. It's a different breed and it's a different day in Yankee land.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like their direction. I'm actually finally satisfied that they brought the kid up and he's on the opening day roster. I think as well. All these fans are shocked as well to see they really did it. The fans wanted it, but they actually did it, and they didn't go against what the fans wanted. Yeah.
Right. And like Tad said, it wouldn't surprise me if Cabrera could throw a knuckleball. It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me. He'll be R.A. Dickey 2.0, bro.
Right. Why not?
And just like Reuben said, Austin Wells has improved so greatly. The only reason we didn't see Austin Wells in spring training is because of the oblique issue that popped up on Austin Wells, right? And that's the one thing. Obliques are very weird. You could be either out for 2 weeks or you could be out for either 2 months when it comes to your oblique. But that's the only reason we didn't see Austin Wells in spring training was because of that injury, right? But Austin Wells, he has improved so much, especially from the defensive side of things. Because one thing about Austin Wells, everybody said that his bat was probably almost major league ready. He has the bat to play at the major league level. Will he be able to stick as a catcher? And last year, defensively, he showed improvements. And like Reuben's point, Reuben has been saying it. He has improved dramatically this offseason when it comes to this pitch framing, when it comes to his pop time, when it comes to his accuracy to second base. He's going to be special to come.
Now, catcher is something we need. Don't have enough depth.
Look, Reuben says Cabrera said he wants to play catcher next year. You see? Oh man, Chaparro and Dominguez will see the bigs this season at some point. Listen, you can never count any, especially with the spring training that Dominguez had. Everybody kept saying the Martian is going to be a bust. He's not going to be able to live up to the hype. That man hit 400 this spring training, 4 home runs. He hit over 4. I remember we was having a conversation before spring training, you know, what we want to see out of these prospects. And I said, listen, I will want to see Jason Dominguez hit over 400. I never thought that would happen. I never thought that would happen a day in my life. But he hit over 400, 4 home runs. He didn't look overmatched. He was taking pitches. He was drawing walks. He was getting at bats to 3-2. He was working the counts in his favor.
Yeah, he had a better eye.
Way better eye than what I thought. Him and Volpe.
Yeah.
Him and Volpe. But the play discipline from both of those players were fantastic.
Yeah, the new wave's coming. Dominguez is there. He's and like let's look at all the injuries. We've got to have these guys ready to come. Next man up. Here he comes. And he's gonna open eyes just like everybody else, Chaparro and Cabrera and everyone. They're gonna have no choice but to stick with them. You can't send these guys are tearing it up. You can't. The fans will go crazy. You're going to send a guy down batting 400, hitting 5-6 home runs in a month.
We've never and this is the thing about Yankee fans, right? We've never had a group of prospects like we have right now that we've been this excited about. Yeah. We probably had years that we had 1 or 2, maybe 3 prospects, but look at the Judge, Dominguez, right? Spencer Jones, Anthony Volpe, Cabrera, Peraza, Austin Wells. Those are 6 prospects I just named off the top of my head that we're super excited about. We have 6 young prospects, all offensive talent that we can literally say, I can't wait for them to get to the big league.
Yeah, and that's what we need. That the offense needs that jolt. It's been so dead and so just stagnant and just it's just waiting for the home run and leaving guys on. We need some energy, and these guys are going to bring it. Volpe's jumping around on the bases. He's distracting pitchers. We need that. We need a new energy here. We're tired of it. We can't just sit and wait and wait and wait. We didn't score again. Pop out. There goes can of corn, JD. Like, come on, let's go.
Yep, and like Reuben said, Judge came out of nowhere. Absolutely, he literally came out of nowhere. He in the farm system, and then even in college as well, he came out of nowhere. A freak talent, a freak prospect. Same thing when Judge was coming up. Everybody was saying Greg Berg and Gary Sanchez are going to be the future of the Yankees. Judge was an afterthought. He was just there to be there. Wind up being the best out of all of them. Top 3 players in all of baseball. MVP last year, 62 home runs. They're all gone. Now it's the next crop of young kids coming up, and that's how you're supposed to run your major league roster. I mean, that's how you're supposed to run your organization. Build it up with prospects, have them break to the major league level, have them become stars, and just filter more prospects in to build around them. And that's what this organization seems like they have.
Yeah. So with saying that, do you think any of these guys are going to be involved in any trade, or you think it's just going to be Gleyber or IKF?
It's tough to say right now, right? Because obviously the favorite to be traded is Gleyber Torres, but also Peraza could be thrown into the mix for a trade as well. But it all depends unfortunately, it all depends on what we're going to get back for them, right? So I don't, but that's the thing. I'm not sure if Brian Cashman is running to the phones and calling GMs to trade Gleyber just to trade Gleyber. I think he's going to allow the season to play out, especially the first month and a half. Peraza came up in September, so his arbitration time or his service time didn't start in September because they waited till September. So they probably wait a few weeks just to have that extra year of control when it comes to Peraza. So I could see them waiting about 3 weeks or the first month of the season before they make a deal. But guarantee you this, somebody's not going to be here on this roster when it comes to the trade deadline, whether that be Gleyber, whether that be Josh Donaldson, or whether that be Aaron Hicks. Glaber's most likely to be traded. Hicks is most likely to be cut. And depending on the type of season Josh Donaldson has, he may be cut as well. Right? So it all depends on how it shakes out to start the season early. What's your thought?
Yeah, I think you're right. I would say, Gleyber, and I don't think Cashman's run into the phone yet. No, I think you're right. I think it's got to let the month play out. With JD, I don't know. I think he might survive the year. Hicks and IKF, I think, and Gleyber will probably be trade dedeadline. They got to be gone.
I forgot about IKF. I literally, to having these conversations, I literally forgot about IKF. He's literally becoming an enigma. He's a forgettable guy. He's definitely a forgettable guy. But
we got too many guys like that. We got DJ, we got Cabrera, and we got IKF. Why do we need all these guys to play all these different positions?
Yeah.
And now he's in center. Now he wants to catch, and I was like, come on.
He's gonna come out with a knuckleball in a week because he's gonna be an eighth inning guy, guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, the way these pitchers are going down, I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh man, guys. But TC, appreciate you for joining me again today. Appreciate everybody in the chat. This has been another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. Just know, like I said, this Thursday, it's going to be a pre-game edition of the Yankees Morning Brew. We're switching things up just because the game starts at 1 o'clock. It will be myself. It will be TC Stills. It will be Halal from Backstage Baseball. And as well, all of you guys that are in the chat will be able to join in for the open panel. But like always, we appreciate all you guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well for the boys. TC, any last words for the people before we get out?
2 days left. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's stay healthy and go Yankees.
Yes, and whoever is the travel assistant over there for the Yankees, whatever you do, leave Josh Donaldson in Washington. Just don't tell him what time the bus leaves for the airport. That's all you got to do. But like always, peace out and deuces. Peace.